Guys, the reality of life a lot of the time is the misery and the depression that you feel is caused by yourself. You are the one causing yourself to be miserable. And if you wanted to, you could get out of the situation that you're in. But you say that you want to and you think that you want to, but you're not really ready to do what it takes. You want it to come to you how you want it to come to you. So you want reality to bend to you, but the truth can never bend to you. The truth is just what it is. And you either bend to it or you live in this delusion that is going to change and bend to you. And I'll give you a perfect example of this, an example of which I am guilty of. I am not speaking as if I am not guilty of these things. A lot of the time in our lives, especially when you have a certain opinion of yourself or you value yourself in some way, you expect the whole world to look at you the same way. And if you're a self-conscious person, you tend to be a bit shy growing up or a bit reserved, and you expect things to come to you. You don't really want to go out there and go get things. You expect things to just fit around you because you have this high opinion of yourself and you cannot stand the thought of being rejected or people looking at you less than you look at yourself, right? So in a guy, this is how it can manifest in a guy. For instance, you tend to not really socialize much. You stay in your own world, and then you expect that people, the right people that you want to be around you, should just find you. They should just find you, and everything should just fall into place naturally, right? And for women, it's even funny as well, because you would find, let's say you have a beautiful woman, and beauty can be a cause of a lot of pain for a lot of people, because beautiful people know that they are beautiful. So even more so, they expect things to just fall into place for them because of how they look. But they seem to forget or not understand that there are so many other beautiful people, and beauty only means so much. Your beauty means nothing if people don't see any character or personality around it. Only a fool will settle for somebody who is beautiful but has nothing inside of them, has no soul, nothing. Only a desperate person or an idiot. And I don't say idiot to be insulting. I say it to describe a reality. So let's say, for instance, you have a beautiful woman and she knows she's beautiful, right? But she has a bad attitude, she's nasty, she's not friendly, and she's looking for love. She's alone, but she's looking for love, and she's looking for somebody to love her. But she never asks herself, why would anybody love her? They can't love you because you're beautiful. There's so many beautiful girls, so that's not a reason why somebody will love you. And so then what is there about you that's lovable? And she's probably thinking in her mind that, well, maybe I'm not so nice or I'm nasty or this, but that's until they get to see the real me. Why would anybody walk through the gates of hell hoping to find heaven? Why would anyone want to go through all the baggage and luggage to find the real you? There are so many other people who also consider themselves special and think there's the real them that other people have to find. People are looking for peace. They're not looking for people who are going to bring them stress. And I say this without being condescending, because as a guy growing up, I took pride in a lot of stupid things that didn't mean anything, because I didn't really know who I was. I knew I was meant for something, but I didn't know who I was. I wasn't connected to God. I wasn't connected to Jesus. So I took pride in foolish things. So for instance, maybe if I had 2 or 3 girls at the time I'm talking to this, that would make me feel good for a short period of time, but it was all rubbish. It never lasted. Now you have, this is how it can manifest in a guy. And like, for instance, you have girls on the other hand, right? I know girls who think that they're cool for being nasty or rude or disrespectful, or some of them would even brag about ghosting people, right? I've seen this as like a trend. Well, not really a trend, but I've seen a few girls say things like this. And I think to myself, the only reason why they're saying they feel this way or talk this way or think this way is because they don't know themselves. They have nothing within themselves to feel good about themselves. They want love and everything, but their biggest problem, the reason why they cannot get love the way they want it, is because of themselves. Your biggest problem is you. Because you want all these good stuff, but the energy you put into the world is negative energy, and you expect somebody to try so hard to find the real you. Listen, listen. There are so many other people just like you. The only reason why anybody would even give you attention is because of how you look. But if you take away your looks, nobody would even try to get to know you. But even with as beautiful as you are, it's not enough to just have beauty and then hope that somebody is going to go through hell to try and get to know the real you, as people think. It's not enough. The energy you put out into the world tends to come back to you. So if you're nasty and rude and whatnot, you're expecting somebody to come save you, you're deluding yourself. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a fairy tale. And the same thing applies, like I'm saying, to guys on the other hand. Guys who have a certain opinion of themselves. You would notice that if you, as a guy, if you have a certain opinion of yourself that's really high, it can stunt you and stop you from growing the way you want to in life, because you can't put yourself in a situation where people challenge who you think you are and then tell you to do things and force you to outside of that comfort zone, because you don't want people to challenge you that way. And that can keep you stagnant in life. So it manifests differently between men and women, but both ways it's stupid and it's evil, and it will only cause you misery. And yes, you cause other people misery too, because misery loves company. So your energy is somewhat infectious, and you pass it around to people who come by you. And really, that's not how you want to be remembered. That's not how you want to be known. You don't want to be known as some negative energy person and all this. Look, I see people doing things now like this, and I don't want to judge them harshly, because I know I'm guilty of doing the same things in my life. So I understand what it is. I understand that it's just emptiness and not being connected to the source, which is God, not being connected to Jesus. So you don't even know yourself. So you try to find yourself in useless things. But I guarantee you, the more time you spend the more time you seek God, the more time you seek in Jesus, like that's what it was. That's how it's been for me. The more time you get close, the more time you spend with Him, and the closer you get to Him, you realize all the vanity, all the wasted energy that you've put into things, and how the real you doesn't even care about all these things around you. And then at that point, there's no one point, because it's continuous forever. But then you really understand what it is to love and be loved, because you receive love from God that is real, and you cannot give what you don't have. And once you know what that love is like, then you can give out love to other people. But until then, all these things that you put in yourself in and pride in, all vanity, all useless, and they will not save you. And nobody's coming to save you either. Stop deluding yourself. Stop deluding yourself. It's painful to know that the way you've been living is wrong and you have to change, but it's even more painful to stay there forever and not change. So do the wise thing. Go through the pain and the suffering of learning to be better, as opposed to just staying in a so-called comfort zone of discomfort. Jesus Christ is King. God bless. Have a blessed day.